Hey guys, my name is Gabrielle Strickland-Chism, and I am presenting to you about the National Governors Association. So, the location of this particular organization is the headquarters. So, that's 444 North Capitol Street in Washington, D.C. The type of organization this is it is a bipartisan professional association and public policy organization. It is composed of the state and territorial governors. It includes the NGA Centers for Best Practices, which conducts research, technical assistance, and policy work across different domains. So the primary funding for this association is state dues from members. Those are the governors, of course, federal grants and contracts, as well as private foundations and corporate fellow dues. The mission of the Governors Association, the NGA's education division focuses on primarily research and technical assistance in education. The overall association has a very broad mission, and that's to strengthen the state and federal relations, share governance best practices across education, workforce, health, arts, and environment, and support governors in policy and technical capacities. So, some of the educational policy topics that they have been kind of diving into is the Whole Child Initiative. So, personalized education and standards accountability, which of course we see in our school systems today. Of course, pandemic focused education. So, really focusing on remote learning. And as we can see, that has not went away still. We still have different types of remote learning, and then also workforce linked education. So, some career and technical education. So, publication types and political stances. So, the primary types of publication types are research reports, they issue briefs, commentaries, and different webinars. Since it is bipartisan, it is annually alternating leadership between Democratic and Republican governors. So the content within this association reflects a very neutral tone. It has no ideological slant because it is meant to represent all governors. So their data practices, they have synthesis of existing data from the states and national sources. They conduct their own analysis. So they conduct qualitative trend analysis, webinars, and case study development. No large scale independent primary data collection. They rely on state reported data and expert interviews. This association is highly transparent. The National Governors Association, being that it's bipartisan, it is meant to represent all governors equally. The mission statement and funding sources for this association is publicly disclosed to everyone, so anyone could see it. When considering credibility and scholarly use, it is very credible and reputable. It has been backed by governors from the 55 jurisdictions. It's not peer-reviewed academic research, but their Center for Best Practices produces well-researched policy analysis briefs with citations. It has case studies and expert input. So it is very suitable for literature reviews in a capstone or policy studies. So of course, I would be able to use information from this association and it be credible to use in my specific capstone. NGA's work in strong framing state level initiatives, synthesizing trends, and providing context. So ideal for discussion about policy adoption, governance, and implementation strategies. So particularly, I am studying gifted education. That's what my capstone has to do with. So I would be able to use information for this from this site. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned a lot.